शादी हर एक इंडियन घर में एक प्रेशर कुकर जैसा टॉपिक बन चुका है. Your family keeps on saying just settle down. Rishtas are coming in, but nothing really feels right. You're not meeting the kind of people you actually want to meet. तो तुम online dating apps पे जाते हो and then you realize ये तो और भी बेकार है because you're getting matched with women who are there to scam you. And you probably get scammed or you probably go out on a date where you meet a gold digger and your whole experience is sort of scarred. And then you probably come to the conclusion that dating apps में तो कोई serious relationship ढूंढ ही नहीं रहा. Might as well download some matrimonial apps. फिर तो matrimonial apps download करते you pay a lot of money for the subscriptions because you want to settle down now. You yourself want to find the right person. But then you end up paying for these matrimonial apps and the interest and the likes are not coming in. The matches are not coming in. और थोड़े बहुत जो matches आते हैं you end up talking to them and you realize that their family is controlling their profiles. And when you start talking to the girl, you don't even know how to text and set a date. और उसके बाद you start wondering, is there even a way to meet someone who actually gets me? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about how high-performing Indian men, working professionals and entrepreneurs are navigating modern marriage. देखो, the truth is traditional systems might be outdated, but most people don't even know about the new systems that exist. Now let me tell you about one of my clients. This 49-year-old gentleman emailed me and I get this huge email. और उस email में वो लिखता है, he's just telling about how he's trying to work on his dating life and his love life. Now at the age of 49, technically he should have been married, but he did not. He did not opt in for marriage because of his personal reasons. We're not going to talk about that. But I want to tell you what he actually did. So सबसे पहले he went on dating apps and he created a profile. पर उसको matches बहुत ज़्यादा कम आ रहे थे and he was matching with the woman that he actually had no interest in. Second, he went to high-end matchmakers who actually fix up high net worth individuals. Now these matchmakers charge anywhere between 1 to 10 lakhs and this guy was willing to pay. He was willing to pay 1 to 10 lakhs. He ended up paying a matchmaker 3 lakhs, but he was from a small town. So the matchmaker was in metropolitan. That was the biggest issue. But at his age, he had that urgency to actually find someone he could spend the rest of his life with. So he ended up traveling to the metropolitan city to actually meet these matchmakers. Matchmakers ने बहुत ज़्यादा पैसे लिए, उसको 2-3 profiles भी दिखाई and introduced him to a few people. But again, the problem lies because he's meeting people outside his city. So he's not able to sustain it with his business that is ongoing. उसके बाद he wanted more control over his love life. That's why he created accounts on matrimonial websites, whether it's Shadi.com, Bharat Matrimony, and he also got the paid features, the most expensive paid features. I think for Shadi.com it's somewhere around 50,000 to 1 lakh. Similar for Bharat Matrimony. He got all these paid features और उसके बाद he started getting some interest on his matrimonial apps. But soon उसको realize होता है कि he's not even talking to the woman, he's talking to men of her family. People who have created the woman's profile because they want her to get married. So he was talking to a family member, but he wanted to meet the woman. और उसकी वजह से connection नहीं build हो पा रहा था and he got sick of it. And then he went on Google or YouTube and he searched dating coaches online. And then he came across a dating coach, not us. He came across a dating coach और हमारा Indian mindset, even I had the same mindset back when I was 17 years old learning all of this. This guy had the same mindset. He was like, a foreign coach might know a lot more and will be able to help me navigate scenario in India. So he joins a high ticket coaching program where he ends up paying lakhs and lakhs of money to no real result. He used to have like 2-3 calls a week, but even with those 2-3 calls, क्योंकि वो foreigner dating coach समझ ही नहीं पाया India का dating landscape, he was not actually able to help him. Then after a lot of hit and trial, he came across our YouTube channel and he was just frustrated. He was frustrated with all the experiences, but he also had no option. He thought that, okay, these guys seem legit. Let me just talk to them. I want you to hear his experience from his own words. How many girls were you talking to in your peak time, man?
12.
12. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good number considering the fact that, you know, you are from a conservative place. Plus, the age factor also comes a bit into the play. Or Ajay, अकेला नहीं है. Over 10,000 high-performing Indian men like doctors, lawyers, engineers, business owners, they're all waking up and realizing if you want a high-quality partner, making a biodata is not enough. तो अगर तुम भी उस stage में where you're confused about how to go about the whole process of getting married, you can schedule a call with my team. You don't have to join anything. We're gonna give you some clarity. देखो, here's the reality. Most Indian men are not failing in love. They're just uninformed, and being ignorant in today's world is gonna cost you the one thing you're looking for, which is a real connection. ज़्यादातर लड़के lazy नहीं होते. They're trying, but they just don't have a system, and that is what you need to learn about getting that system. Now, what do people do? सबसे पहले, a person would try going on dating apps to actually go out on dates. He downloads Tinder, Bumble. He does not know which app to actually select to look for a long-term relationship. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, try Hinge. You find a lot more people over there जो long-term relationship ढूंढ रहे हैं. Then you try these dating apps. But the problem with that, you don't know how to position yourself when it comes to online dating because you've never had a photo shoot, you don't know anything about expressions, you don't know how to carry yourself, you don't know about the fashion and grooming that is required to make the profile stand out. तो तुम एक basic profile बनाते हो, तुम्हें basic results मिलते हैं और वो basic results देख के तुम्हें परेशानी हो जाती है that man, I was expecting I'll get some hotties, but what is this? I'm getting matches with women who are not even attractive. Then you probably go out on 1 or 2 dates and then you end up realizing I'm spending so much money on dates. I feel these girls are gold diggers. And then you think just maybe these dating apps are not there to help me to find someone for a long-term relationship. Maybe people on the dating app, they're exhausted because of all these options and they don't want something long-term or meaningful. And then if you really want a high-quality woman, you also try these different high elite dating apps like Raya. Uske baad you think that maybe these dating apps are not meant for people looking for marriage. Maybe these dating apps, people are just trying to pass their time. So let me just try to download some matrimony apps. Where you go on matrimony apps like Bharat Matrimony and the other Shadi.com and you end up paying for their services. But the problem still persists. तुम्हारे likes कम आ रहे हैं, तुम्हारे matches कम आ रहे हैं, तुम pay कर रहे हो ज़्यादा. You're paying somewhere between 50,000 to 1 lakh, and that is exactly what Ajay was doing. Now Ajay was frustrated with the matchmakers, and that's why he came on matrimony apps. He was going to Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. He was meeting a lot of people, but कोई बात आगे ही नहीं बढ़ रही. Because the next problem is even deeper. Ajay had no idea how to take it forward. Ajay had no idea how to communicate with the woman, how to build that intimate connection. तो वो meetings पे तो जा रहा था, but those meetings were not resulting in anything. Or maybe you tell your friends that you're single and you actually want to meet someone, and they help you with that. But let's be honest, तुम्हें कितनी ही dates पे जाने का experience है? You don't know how to lead, you don't know how to flirt, you don't know how to tease the woman, and the date is just logical interview mode questions. So even if a good opportunity comes, it dies very quickly, and you think maybe it was not meant to be. और इतना सब होने के बाद you feel that lack of options. You end up feeling that you were fooled by the society. कि हमें को बोला गया था focus on work, focus on education, focus on career. Love is gonna take care of its own self. And then you end up realizing, man, I need to go on Google. I need to search how I can improve my dating life. And you come across this concept called cold approach. Now, cold approach is pretty exciting because once you see that, you see people going out, just approaching any random person and attracting them in a moment. Because once you see that, it's so exciting. A random person walking up to a complete stranger and talking to her and building that attraction in a matter of minutes, getting a number and setting a date. And you're like, I want to do this because this seems like a superpower. So if you're watching these cold approach videos on YouTube, you get intrigued and you feel that you're actually working on yourself because it's so motivational, it's so uplifting. But the reality is, सिर्फ 10% लोग ही बाहर जाके action ले पाते हैं, which means that you're actually going out to a restaurant approaching people, you're actually going out to a busy shopping street and approaching people, maybe you're going to a nightclub and approaching people. But the problem again stays the same. इस time पे तुमने YouTube से थोड़ा बहुत सीख तो लिया है, तो probably तुम्हें थोड़े बहुत results आने शुरू हो गए. But the problem with this cold approach is not for everyone. अगर मैं अजय को बोलता cold approach करने के लिए in a small town, him being 49, approaching women who are 20 to 30, he would have gotten slapped. He would have been termed as a pervert. So you cannot do cold approach anywhere and everywhere, especially in India. You need to be very analytical and very strategical कि cold approach तुम कर कहाँ पे रहे हो, if you are at a certain age especially. Now the question is, what actually works? What are smart, successful Indian men doing to meet high quality women? And how can you replicate the same results even if you're late, introverted, never had a relationship before, or had no experience with women whatsoever? Now a smart person is going to focus on more exposure. You need to understand, it's a numbers game at the end. If you meet 100 people versus if you meet 10 people, you're going to have a better chance of finding a more compatible partner if you're meeting 100 people. So the more people you meet, the better chance of you finding someone suitable increases. So if you're smart, you've probably told your family to find some rishtas, they've probably found 5 rishtas for you. And if you're smarter, then you probably tell your friends as well to introduce you to people. And if you have a bigger social circle, you probably meet 5 to 10 people through that. And then you also use these matrimonial apps in a way where you're matching up with women who are using these apps, not with their families, by maybe having a screening process in your bio where you're just telling these women, I'm actually looking for a woman who's using the app. I'm not looking forward to connect with the families. We actually did it for one of our clients and it worked like a charm. And working with a dating coach, you end up having 200 to 300 conversations with women that you're actually attracted to. And that is the biggest part. You're not compromising on the quality of women that you actually want to be with. And most importantly, you want to learn the right skills to flirt, talk, create attraction, build your own confidence, and develop yourself as a human being, which none of these other ways actually offer.
अभी कोई लड़की से बात करनी है तो मैं नर्वस नहीं होता. 3 डेट्स हुई है मेरे ख्याल से मेरी. और हाँ, अभी मैं आई वाज ट्राइंग टू गो फॉर 5 दिस वीकेंड. फ्राइडे शाम को, सैटरडे 2 बार, सैटरडे सुबह शाम को, संडे सुबह शाम को.
And with this, a Chinese proverb comes to my mind: give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Now you might be watching this and thinking कि ये बातें तो अच्छी कर रहा है और it does make sense also. But getting to an abundant dating life, which means if I'm talking to 20-30 people, it's gonna take so much freaking time. That's because you've been following inefficient dating processes. मतलब अगर तुम्हें online dating में date set करने से 3 दिन से ज़्यादा लगते हैं or maybe if you're talking to a girl and to get into a relationship takes you more than 3 weeks or maybe 4 weeks, then it's pretty much simple. You're following inefficient dating processes. Now I want to share a story with you. Let's call him Akash for this story. Now Akash came to me and he's a very successful entrepreneur, very successful business person. And this guy comes to me and he's like, hey man, I want to, get married. I want to date first and then I want to get married. I have enough time in my hands that I can actually date and then get married, but मेरा lifestyle इतना ज़्यादा ख़राब है कि मैं पूरे टाइम काम में होता हूँ. I'm working 12 to 14 hours each day और 14 घंटे काम के बाद भी मेरे पास रिलैक्सेशन के लिए कुछ बचता ही नहीं है. लाइक आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग टू एनीवन. मेरा सोशल सर्कल सारा इंडिया से बाहर रहता है एंड आई हैव नो आइडिया कि मैं कैसे अपनी डेटिंग लाइफ पे काम कर सकता हूँ. आई डोंट लाइक गोइंग टू बार्स एंड क्लब्स, और बार्स एंड क्लब्स में जाता भी हूँ तो एंट्री का बैरियर आता है एंड आई एम मेकिंग सो मच मनी. मैं धक्के नहीं खाना चाहता किसी बार के बाहर जाके एंड माई लाइफ स्टाइल ऑल्सो डज नॉट सॉर्ट ऑफ सपोर्ट इट. एंड डूइंग कोल्ड अप्रोच सीम्स लाइक अ बिग टास्क, क्योंकि इतने घंटे इन्वेस्ट कौन करेगा इस चीज में एंड माय बिजनेस इज गोना सफर बिकॉज ऑफ दिस. सो आई वाज लाइक, हे मैन, यू आर फॉलोइंग इनएफिशिएंट डेटिंग स्ट्रैटेजीज. तुम जो भी कर रहे हो गलत कर रहे थे एंड दैट इज व्हाई यू थिंक दैट डेटिंग इज सच बिग ऑफ अ टास्क. हैविंग एन abundant dating life is not that big of a task. So he was like, okay, I want your help, but I want the fastest way you can help. So I was like, I can help you in a 3 months program, I can help you in a 6 months program, I can actually help you in 3 days. Now this guy's like, 3 days, how are you going to do that? Now the first thing that I did for him, we gave him a complete makeover, which means we changed his fashion, we changed his grooming. And the second thing, on day 2, we planned a photo shoot. Now the photo shoot was planned, we clicked the photos, we created the online dating profile on day 2 itself. Now on day 3, we create the profile, we set up the automations, we bring everything together. And this guy calls me at 9 p.m. and he's like, bro, ये क्या कर दिया? इतने सारे matches, इतनी सारी conversations, how do I deal with this? How do I handle this? I have no idea. I've never gotten so much attention from women. I just told him one thing. This is not magic, bro. This is a system. And that system blew his mind, transformed his dating life, and soon he's going to get married to the love of his life. Bro, what I want to tell you is stop judging these mediums of meeting people. Dating apps, matrimonial apps, meeting people through your family connections, doing cold approach. All these are just mediums. Now what we do is we help you optimize each of this medium so that you have a wider net and you're meeting a lot more people. We help you do a photo shoot. We help you with AI systems to actually build the top 1% online dating profile and matrimonial profile in your city. So you can actually match with a lot more women. And people in the past have told me that the matrimonial revamp actually helped them match with 10 times more people that they were actually matching with before they joined the program. And we also teach you about high status communication skills, whether it's in online texting or whether it's you walking up to a person and actually having a conversation. And we also help you build up emotional intelligence and social intelligence by putting you in so many situations with women that you actually become more intelligent, because you know exactly how to respond to a woman to take it to an intimate direction. You also know exactly what to say to get her attracted. You also build a lot of confidence, because what is confidence at the end of the day? If you're going out on 10 dates, you're going to be more confident on the 11th date. But if you're just going out on one date in the whole month, then you're not going to be that confident. So by actually progressively desensitizing you to attractive women, we help you build a lot of confidence. And we also help you build and streamline a system to get high quality matches, high quality women in your dating life. Look, अगर तुम life partner ढूंढ रहे हो और अगर तुम actually अपनी dating life revamp करना चाहते हो, you have an option of joining the smartest, most designed, structured approach for actually looking for love for Indian men. And all you need to do is click the pinned comment and schedule a call with me. Now I'm going to take these calls personally for the next few days. So if you want clarity on your situation, on how you can actually work towards finding the right partner, click the pinned comment, schedule a call with me, and I'll make sure to help you out.